Hello, everyone. This is Arjun, founder and CEO at HelloWolfie.com. And today on Content Masters, I am honored to have Christy and Christine, who are going to be talking about the hidden secrets of how you, as an underdog, as a small business owner, can work with the government to take advantage of all the amazing regulations and rules and regulations that you have to circumnavigate for your own business. But first off, before we get into that, I want to introduce Christine and Christy. If you can just talk a little bit about yourself, how we met. How did you come here? Like, we're weird people. We're like cool people here, but how did we actually meet each other? I feel like the universe always brings people together for a reason. How did it happen? Who are you? Just if you can introduce yourself, that'll be great.
Well, yeah, we were great to had the opportunity to bump into you, found you through the Hello Wolfie. And I was like, oh, I love this. The more I kept reading about it, I'm like, oh no, we need to definitely look into this. I was looking for more options for marketing. And since I do marketing for multiple small businesses and with the chambers, the veterans chambers, I thought, ooh, let me check this out. So I'm really glad that I didn't have a chance to meet you. And of course, I had to drag my sidekick into this. I never do anything without Christy. So, of course, I had to bring her along. And so I am marketing and development, chamber development with the American Veterans Chamber of Commerce. And we are lucky we have our president today, Christy Remmel. Hello, Christy.
I was going to say, I have my sidekick here too, as well.
He's just like, sidekick. I love your sidekick.
He's like, why do I keep getting, like pulled up here? Like, I didn't say yes to this. I'm just a cute mascot.
Right. That's what their job. That's why I bring Christy along. Her job is to sit there and look cute.
So yeah, let's talk about that. A little bit about your background as well, Christine. Oh, Christy.
Well, I am a Persian Gulf War veteran. I served in the Navy, but was stationed with the Marines. And I am the owner of Blue Dragonfly LLC, which is all about website development, graphic design, and social media marketing. What I don't know in marketing, Christine makes up for it. And what she doesn't know in website design or graphic design, I make up for it. So we make a really good team. She is also my marketing director for the chamber, right? Mm-hmm. The American Veterans Chamber, as well as the DFW Veterans Chamber and the UK-US Chamber. So we're busy and we laugh a lot.
We That's have awesome. A lot of fun doing what we do. I mean, she named off 3 nonprofits right there that we're running, right? Because one wasn't enough. So, why not have 2? Why not have 3? So our lives pretty much revolve around our nonprofits and our small businesses that we work with. And we absolutely love helping small businesses.
Well, that's great. And for everyone who's looking to learn more about their amazing work, there's huge kudos to you, hugs to you for, doing such amazing work. If you want to follow them on Instagram, definitely do that down below. So one of the questions we talked about that I was going to ask you on the show is, obviously how you got started is important, but what would be the advice you would give to the 20-year-old version of yourself, who's just looking to get started, looking to, get started with the government, has a passion to help small businesses? What would be your advice for someone looking to get in with the mindset of helping underdogs? Because obviously in our community, we have a ton of underdogs. We have thousands of businesses all around. And not only do they not know a lot about the government in terms of how they can take advantage of it, but a lot of them may not even know that there's so many advantages from a career standpoint to get into the government and the Chamber of Commerce and the veteran side and really help out. So what would be your advice for that 20-year-old version?
Well, so for me, when I look at it, and this is probably a misconception, and I'm going to disabuse you of it right now, Chamber of Commerce isn't necessarily related at all to the government. I was like, it sounds like it should be, right? City of kind of thing. But a lot of times it may not be. So it's not necessarily guaranteed. For example, with ours, it's the Veterans Chamber, right? So we've got the headquarters at the national level, which is across the nation. And then we've got our local one that we run also with the DFW area. So Dallas, Fort Worth, and Texas, right? So we're gathering veterans all across our area through the Metroplex and bringing them together for the greater good, right? And we also have an international chamber. So we're bringing international that way. So really, when you're looking at connecting and networking and getting together, that's really what it's about. Chambers are a great way to work with other business owners in your area and work together so you can help each other, because there's so many opportunities to work together, it's unbelievable. You don't even think about it. And the things that we've seen emerge out of our chambers are absolutely amazing. And a lot of the chambers have opportunities for education. They'll offer trainings that you can get for a discount or for free, even depending on which chamber you join. So I always say join a local chamber, whatever it is. If you're in a small business, there's great opportunities there that you just can't get in any other way.
That's super interesting. Wow, I just learned something new today. And Christy, from your perspective, running the chamber itself, like what are some of the highlights? Like what are some of the things that you are super excited about being on the inside?
Well, I'm always excited when we're helping people keep their business and then pivot their business so that it is fruitful regardless of what the economy is doing. And meeting new people, I have made some amazing friends through the chamber that otherwise I would have never have gotten an opportunity to really meet.
Interesting. And what are, let's move into like on the advice side, what are some of the things that, if a new business owner is starting a business today, an underdog, or there's an existing business owner that's looking for help, what are some of the things that they can expect working with people like yourself?
Well, what they always get from us is a lot of encouragement and resources. We have a wealth of resources here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And so we're always looking to associate or affiliate with those places, right? When a business owner is struggling, my first question is, let's take a look at your business. Let's see how you're doing. Let's see where we can plug in some of those holes, right?
Yep.
So not necessarily us doing the work, but trying to refer you to the right financial institution or the resource that could better help you. Businesses fail usually for a variety of reasons, but one of them is not having a solid business plan. The other two is the lack of funding or the lack of knowledge with management. So we do a lot of webinars and education within the chamber to close those gaps, right? And then the other thing that we're working is with the city of the Dallas County, is we're working to bring some of those education classes that are free within the community, so that those business owners, whether they're a veteran or a patriot, can have access to those webinars so that they can increase their knowledge and therefore stay in business.
Are you doing a lot more events now, virtually, online? Because I see, obviously, as a few time of resources, I see a lot of events coming up. Are these happening virtually? Are they happening in person, or a combination?
They're a combination. We have our weekly Zoom meetings for the UK Chamber. They take place on Wednesdays. For the DFW, they take place on Fridays. And then for the American Veterans Chamber, it's once a month on the first Thursday of the month, which will happen later today. We do have in-person networking events. They're starting to pop up as veteran chamber circles, which is a lot of fun. And so we have those. We have one in Denton that meets twice a month, and then we're starting one in Carrollton. I believe that one's going to meet weekly. But
and keep in mind, I just want to say, for everyone looking in, this isn't just for Texas or whatnot. It's just every city has its own version of resources. So you definitely take advantage. This is just one great example of that. So yes, please continue.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what we're saying. The chambers, you have city chambers, you might have a county chamber. There's a Black chamber here in the DFW area. There's so many different options. So get plugged into your local chamber, whichever it may be. And if you happen to be a veteran, then come contact us and we'll hook you up. We also take patriots, right? So a lot of times people will think, oh, Veterans Chamber is just for veterans. But for us, we also see the patriots. Like I said, Christy's an FMF corpsman, right? So she's got that history of me being on the front lines. For me, I'm an Air Force mom. Okay. So I'm a passionate patriot, but I did not serve, but I still have a role to play in helping support our veteran community. So, we look for those kind of collaborations, and that's the best thing you get out of the chambers, is those collaborations and learning how to do things better, right? Because you have access to people that have been there, done that, and they can help guide you where you want to go in your business. And there's so many opportunities. I was just thinking, Christy, some of the opportunities that we've seen come out of our chambers. And we've had people get together and write books together. We've had
Oh,
people
wow.
do giveaways from one business to another. So they're bringing things together. We bring the communities together. We've got events this weekend, like you mentioned, face to face, where we're meeting up with the Marine League, right, for Collin County. So we've got monthly events where we have the different VSOs, veteran service organizations, get together. So we're involved in putting our hands out there and just really bringing the communities together. And that's what you can do with chambers. That gives you that opportunity to really find out what's going on and make those connections and make those friendships, because we do business with people that we know, like, and trust.
Yep,
right?
that's true.
All the time. And it's so true. You really have to feel like you know somebody and you like them to want to spend that kind of time with them and invest in them to make the business happen.
And I'm looking here, like you're literally talking about like the 70% of our GDP, the businesses in the country and also in the world are the small businesses. So and I saw some here also on your website that you can do a membership, you can be added to a listserv and whatnot. Is that the kind of, that's obviously one side of the benefit, is that you get access to a whole bunch of other small businesses, events being one of them, and whatnot. Are there, clubs that you're also joining? Are there an opportunity to reach out to those in a massive way through email? How are you helping one business owner reach out to the other ones that are potential clients?
Right. So we love when they come to meetings, of course, right? It's a great way to interact, whether they're online or in person, and you start really building those rapports. But we have email campaigns. We have all sorts of possibilities. So when we love sponsors, of course, because what nonprofit doesn't love a sponsor? And I want to tell people, don't be intimidated by the idea of even opening. You have opening businesses, but you might want to open a nonprofit. And we've been through the steps. We've done it 3 times now, right? So it's a journey, and it's a lot of labor of love, but it's something that we love to do. And so if you have a passion, whether it's business related or nonprofit related, right? Don't believe the hype that nonprofits are all about you working for free. They're not. Think about your big nonprofits, right? Some of them you can name off the top of your head. American Red Cross, right? Do you think their CEOs are working for free? Right? When you ask yourself that question, you start realizing nonprofit, yes, it's nonprofit. You have a bigger goal than yourself. But at the same time, you can own a nonprofit. You can't own it, but you can run a nonprofit and take a good position in a nonprofit and still get paid. Okay. So if that's your passion, you can do that too. So there's a lot of possibilities out there. And I just like people to follow their dreams.
That's so important. And those are the kind of the stereotypes that we want to break here today. Christy, do you have examples of people or types of businesses you've actually worked with? And Christine, same for you, that you can highlight. It could have been like Bob, he came in with a question, he came in with a problem, and we were able to help him out. Or Lisa, she couldn't figure out how to do, networking, or she couldn't figure out how to do WordPress. You have any good examples of that we can, highlight, and maybe even
how much time do you have?
We do a lot of training. Our meetings are Friday meetings from 7 to 7:30. We don't have an agenda during those 30 minutes. It's mostly for members to come in as if they were arriving early to an in-person meeting, right?
Sure.
And a lot of learning takes place there. That's when people usually ask. If they're technically challenged in an area, they'll ask a question, and then everybody that's there will jump in and help them, right? I don't know why my picture's not displaying on there, but it is displaying on my computer. So I don't know.
Privacy settings.
Maybe I'm looking at it. I was like, there's a picture. I know there's a picture.
I'll just take your photo from here and put it over there.
Right. But we tend to help our community during those 30 minutes, or they can always book an appointment with us and then we can discuss, right? But one of the things that I want to highlight would be Christine Walker, and she is featured towards the bottom of that homepage. She is a Navy veteran who decided to start her own magazine. She wanted to highlight the voices of the veteran community. And you passed her. She's a little bit further up right there.
There she is.
So with the Addie's magazine, right? And so I talked to her when she first was getting started with the idea of her magazine. So one of the ways that we've been able to help her is by highlighting her. She does a free online membership to veterans that are members of the chamber. She collects the veteran stories, and then she created this magazine that is now a nationwide magazine, right? And it's all about the veteran and the entrepreneurial spirit. So I like to talk about her just because I saw her from the conception of her magazine to launching to seeing how she's done, in the veteran community nationwide. And it's just kind of neat to see that, right? In our community.
We love to watch the success, right? It's the success stories we're seeing where they're starting with just an idea and then building it out into reality. David Jordan comes to mind also.
Yeah, David Jordan owns Patriot Sandwich Company here in the Dallas-Fort Worth, specifically in Denton. And
was it called Patriots?
Patriot Sandwich Company.
Okay, it looks like it's coming up.
And I've been part of his journey since the beginning. I created the logo. I created the website for him. When you walk into his restaurant, the menu boards, I did that for him. I created the brochures for him. And then helped him a lot with just posting and showcasing him. And one of our Denton veteran circles meets there twice a month on the second and fourth Tuesday of the month, has amazing sandwiches. I was a recipient of many sandwiches when he was launching the sandwich shop, right? And he would call me, it's like, okay, I need you to try this sandwich. And then I ate the sandwiches, I ate the sauces. So I've been very much a part of his journey. And throughout COVID, he was able to stay in business because of the veteran community supporting him and also the Denton community supporting him. So he's a great success story. He went from being homeless, being in the military, serving for about 12 years, coming out of the military through some choices that he made, ended up being homeless, and then picking himself up from that to becoming a business owner.
Wow.
So it's
giving a shout out to David right here.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Right.
And then he opened his own nonprofit to help homeless veterans. So he uses the sandwich company to help fund that nonprofit. I mean, it's just amazing the inspiration that you can get from. It's just wow.
Yeah, it's a great story. So those are the kind of examples that I wanted to make sure that our customers and community members can understand, is that you really do have to invest in yourself. You can pick up yourself from no matter what you've done in the past, no matter what choices you've made, or lack of choice, right? That's the choice in itself. You can always start anew and pick yourself up. And obviously, Chamber of Commerce, working with people, or finding the right mentors is super important. And not making the same mistakes that they did, learning from their lessons. This is great. This is exactly the kind of example I wanted to highlight. What are some of the other tips that you would recommend for small businesses? Obviously, on the marketing side, we can talk a little bit about how
that's
a website.
Our background.
Yeah, I was gonna say a website, no brainer that you have to have it. I mean, you guys design websites and whatnot, so let's move beyond the website. What are some of the other tips you found to be just overlooked by small businesses? They don't even know about it.
Most small businesses, I'm going to tell you, do not have a marketing plan. They do not have an overall marketing plan. They don't have a marketing budget. I don't know how they think they're going to sell anything, but a lot of times they just straight up like, I built a website. Why is nobody visiting it? Well, we're not hanging out on the internet. It's not like you're walking down the street. Look, there's a store. Hi. It's just sitting there all by itself on the internet. Unless you drive traffic to it, nobody's going. Right. Yep. So you can have the most beautiful website in the world, but if nobody knows it's there, they're not just hanging out. So you got to send people there. So now how do you do that? Right. This is where your marketing plans come into play. Right. And so sitting down and creating, rather than piecemealing it, like I'll do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Right. You really need to think about who is my target audience? Who are the clients that I'm looking for? Where are they hanging out? Who are they? Develop that avatar and then figure out how to get in touch with them, right? So that you can increase your sales and your subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. So until you sit down with somebody and it helps you map all that out and come up with your path. I've had clients that are fantastic writers. They love to write, great. You can have blogs and things. I have ones that you give them a pen and paper. They're like, sit there for an hour and they end up with 3 words, right? That's not their strength. But if you tell them to make you a video, they can make you a video. They'll have that for you in a half hour, right? So play to your strengths, right? So look at what your skill sets are, what you can use, and what's going to work best with your audience, right? So getting connected in those ways. So really create an overall marketing plan. It's worth it in the end, so you have a path. And it's kind of like getting in your car. Well, how are you going to get there? I don't know. Do you have a GPS? No. Okay, well then how are you going to get where you want to go? It's your marketing plan is your GPS for your business. It tells you how to get where you want to go. And I can't emphasize how important that is.
Yeah, and I was going to say one of the other things that a lot of people don't realize is the differences between those nuances, right? So you have paid advertising, you have organic reach, you have organic posting and things like that. Hello Woofy obviously is a organic posting scheduler for all intents and purposes. But then when you take a look at when you figure out who your audiences are, who is predominantly, conversing with you, buying from you, then you can do really powerful things like, run lookalike audiences off of Facebook, make sure that you can find the other million people who are buying, based on the 10 people or 100 people that are buying from you. So it's very important to know paid advertising, paid marketing versus organic advertising, organic marketing, and obviously have a balance of the two, not go in too much in one direction than the other.
Well, and you don't know what you don't know, right? So you don't even know that exists. I can't tell you how many people have looked at me and go, lookalike audience, what's that? Right? So
people who look like me with 2 eyes. No, I'm kidding.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. Sure. And that's the thing is we need to find, we find ourselves as educators a lot, right? When when you're in marketing, a lot of times you have to educate and let them know what their options are because they don't know. That's what you're paying us the money for, right? It's because we do know, right? And we can give you those options and help you explore which ones are going to be best for your business, right? We'll say Hello Woofy is good for all businesses.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 really good books that I recommend because that really helped me go and get into the mindset. They include Traffic Secrets by Russell Brunson, who's the founder of ClickFunnels, and Expert Seekers, same author. And the reason I say that is because they really get you into the mindset of what is a sales funnel, right? How you do all this amazing marketing, you do all this amazing, traffic building, but how do you actually build a landing page, which is a conversation in and of itself, and then actually do the ability, like for example, I didn't even know what a landing page was 2.5 years ago. And then I was like, okay, what people actually read a really, really long, page and for information. And then how do you do autoplay videos? So apparently I learned Safari doesn't like auto playing videos that have volume, have the volume on. So we had to figure that out. We have to pick the volume. You have to make it mute. And so you wouldn't know that. And obviously then the video started working. And so this is the funnel. This is our funnel. You guys came through this. You have testimonials from customers and whatnot. But most businesses are like, what? You mean people just don't click a button and they just buy? No, you have to build a funnel. You have to educate them and show them and things like that. So that's always something interesting
between a website and a funnel, right? And a landing page. A lot of people are like, oh, well, I'll just send them to my website. I'm like, they're going to get lost. You've got a goal. The whole point behind that landing page is to get them to take action, whatever that action is that you want. Join this group, buy this product, order this service. But that's the whole purpose behind your landing page. Website, everything. Who knows where they're going to end up? They're going to get lost and you're not going to actually get the sale or the customer the way you wanted. You've got to send them to landing pages. And so many small businesses miss out on that. They miss that. Or like with your coaches and things, they need webinars. They need things to help direct that traffic. There's so many possibilities.
And I highly recommend taking a look at WordPress. I mean, we built we've done everything on our marketing side of the website probably for like $5,000 in the last 2.5 years. That includes plugins for automated webinars, plugins for conversions API, pop-ups, MailChimps, all that stuff. I mean, normally it would have probably cost me $50,000 here in New York if we had to do everything from scratch. But be frugal. And then Christy, what are some of the things that you would suggest for small businesses that we haven't covered so far?
Well, there's so much. I honestly think that now, because of the current situation that the whole entire world finds themselves in, is the first tip I would say and highly strongly recommend is the online presence. So getting your website in order. The next thing is your graphics, right? So your logo and your what is your message that you're trying to convey? Who are your clients? Because nowadays we're not really readily handing out a brochure, but people are more and more looking on websites because we're not going out. And so I would say your online presence would be the first one, and then getting your message correct so that you are really attracting the right kind of people, right? And then what I would say is just that marketing plan. You have to have a marketing plan. Not only is your business plan important, your marketing plan is important. It's just as important as your business.
So yeah, we used in the early days Fiverr 99 designs. In fact, this dog was based off a earlier sketch that a friend of mine drew, and obviously this is my real dog Snoopy. And it was really interesting. For like a couple $100, we had at least 2 dozen graphic designers compete for the offer, and we went with one person, brilliant designer. And it was really interesting how like just a little bit of design emphasis really took our branding to the whole new level. Sorry, Christine, you were going to say something.
Well, I was just thinking about some of the secrets, marketing secret, solve your client's pain, right? Let them know that you can relate to them, that you've been where they are, you understand it, and solve their pain point. They don't care about you. They want to know what you can do for them. So, when it comes to marketing, that's huge, right? So know who your client is so you can help them with that, right?
That is so true. So let's move into the next part of the question of the show, which is talking a little bit about your personal side. What are the things that really excite you? So, for example, what is your favorite book and song and person you have dinner with? So we're gonna go through those questions really quickly, and I'll ask each and every one of you different questions since we usually have one person on the show, but we'll divvy it up this time. Christine. Favorite book and why?
Gone with the Wind, and it's so much better than the movie because you miss half her personality. She abandons her kids, leaves them behind, goes to the city without them. There's so much depth in that character that is not seen in the movie. She's more than just a pretty face. I'm just saying. I like to know what's going on behind the scenes.
Interesting, very fascinating. And then Christy, let's put you up on the leadership board here. Favorite song and why?
Ooh, favorite song. It would be I Can Only Imagine. Because I think that when I die and I come before the Lord, I can only imagine, and I hope that he says, well done, my good and faithful servant.
Interesting. That's interesting. That's very, very, very poetic. And Christine, the one person you would love to have dinner with, whether they're alive or not, who would that be and why?
I miss my grandmother. I would love to have dinner with my grandmother one more time.
What does she mean to you?
The woman, she was something else. She raised all these kids, right? There's like 5 boys running wild and one girl in the mix of all of it. And so they were just like tons of them running around. And somehow she managed to make that happen. When my grandpappy went off and joined the Marines and didn't come home, he didn't tell her he was doing it. He went off, joined the Marines, disappeared on her. And she's like, okay, well, I need to get a job now to support all these children. Right. And back in old school days, you stayed together no matter what. So she stayed with them and he came home eventually, but she had to take a job. She raised those kids and she's just never quit. You know what I mean? She taught you hard work no matter what. Fearless. Yeah.
So fascinating. I love that. It reminds me a lot of the people that obviously are in our community, but also in my family who are the underdogs, right? You got to figure things out. Last but not least, we're going to put up a quick board up here of emojis that we're tracking in terms of the usage around the world. My question to you is very simply, what are your favorite emojis or one emoji, Christine and then Christy, one at a time, and why? What does it mean to you?
Well, no one asks. That first one, I'm going to tell you, the laughing emoji, I use that all the time, because I believe that you only live once. There's no dress rehearsal. You know, you got to have fun. You got to enjoy it. And I will laugh till I have tears coming down my face on things, because I always see the humor in every situation, even if I'm the one that caused it. So that's my favorite.
That's so funny. I always say everything happens for a reason. It happens for a good reason. And anytime I need a quick reset, I'll either put on Everybody Loves Raymond or Friends, or my ultra favorite show in the world, which is Impractical Jokers, and that just turns you around.
That works, right? That's it. It's all about the laughter. And actually, the one next to it, The Fire, that's my other favorite.
Nice.
Whatever it is, we're doing it full passion, on fire. Whatever it is.
Looks like you picked the two popular ones, because these are getting a lot of usage right now, and so people are definitely tuning in on that one.
Those are my favorites. Can't help it.
And then Christy, which emojis or emoji is your favorite, and why?
I use the laughing emoji a lot too, and then the soft smile emoji as well.
Soft smile.
Yeah, where the face is not open, like the teeth are not showing, but it has the softer
like
smile.
Smiling with the eyes, right?
Yeah, it's the smiley eyes. And I use both of them just because I do tend to look at the brighter side of life, regardless of what the circumstances are. It's I choose to be positive no matter what the circumstance is. I'm just a positive person, and so I use those a lot.
Well, it's been an honor, and thank you so much for joining in today. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a great conversation with Christy and Christine, customers at Hello Woofy, underdogs at Hello Woofy, and this is an exact example of how you can come on the show, share with us a little bit about how you built your business, some tips and tricks, some wisdom that other people can take away as well. So if you want to be on the show, definitely reach out to me, over DMs or email, and let me know you want to be on the show. But most importantly, virtual hugs, Christine and Christy. Thank you so much from New York City for being on the show. Any last tips or tricks? Any last words you want to share before we end the call, or end the call and the show?
Always smile.
I would say make the best of it each day, because there's only today.
Oh, that is so sweet. All right, you heard it here. And guys, if you want to reach out to either one of them, the emails are below, the contact details are below. And until next time, thank you for being on Content Masters.
Bye.